Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Please continue to pray for my continued recovery from my recent binge eating attacks. It's Sunday. Please continue to pray for me by disliking this video. I'm eating a lot better today than I was the last couple of days, but it's a roller coaster, and I don't know if everything is through as of yet. And to understand this roller coaster ride, we got to go back 6 years to why I even took the initiative to address my eating disorders. 6 years ago, 2019, I had a rough year due to eating disorder problems. And 2019 would have been a banner year except for the eating disorder episodes that I had that year. I lost a job, I ruined a vacation, and it probably caused a lot of turbulence in my last serious relationship. Get to that in a moment. First, the job loss. What had happened was I was teaching at a tutoring center, and I had lost it during a meeting, in large part due to food cravings. What had happened was that I was in the middle of lunch, minding my own business, when my boss comes back from running an errand of some sort. I don't know what he was doing, picking up some supplies or something. And he called all of us saying, hey, is this a good time to chat? I want to talk about something that happened yesterday or the day before. Something that had been brought to his attention the day. Nothing of my doing. It was a general meeting. And I thought it would only be a 5-10 minute meeting, so I went with the rest of my colleagues to the conference room in the building. And long story short, my boss is a very long-winded guy. He went on, and within minutes, I couldn't take it anymore. All I could think about was that delicious plate of sausages outside. You see, once my mind has fixated on eating something, it is very difficult for me to back away from it. It's a lot easier for me to not even start in the first place. Had he called that meeting before the concept of eating even came to mind, I probably wouldn't have had a problem. Long story short, I lost it. Anger management kind of problems, and I drove home. I said, you know what, I'm not feeling too well. I drove home, and then I emailed my boss to say something I had another job lined up already. And I emailed my boss saying that, hey, due to family matters and some other things and the other job, I won't be coming back. I'm sorry. And I actually blocked all the emails from my boss and the rest of the colleagues because I was afraid to see what was going to come back. This was September of 2019, and to this day, I still don't know what they were trying to. I don't know if I would have gotten Donald Trump from that job. To this day, I still don't know. I've been trying to reconnect with some of these people, but I always lose the nerve every time I try to. And that was only one piece of drama that year. I took a trip to Macau for a Computer Olympiad conference, and that entire trip was marked by me being homesick, thinking about foods that I wanted back home. Macau's a gambling town. It's very difficult to find some of my favorite healthy foods. And I had a girlfriend that year, and one time I was at her home. It was late at night, and I got up 1:30 in the morning to head out to get food. She was like, "What are you doing?" And I mentioned some food I wanted to get, and she thought I was crazy. Not surprisingly, we're not together anymore. And all the bad news in 2019 was marked by me chasing food in one way or another. And it's kind of funny. Food addiction is really weird. We live in a culture where normal times don't bring out your food addiction, right? When you can get food 24/7, it's available, the store isn't sold out, you're not in a meeting of some sort, nobody's restricting you from eating. Oh, you could forget you have an eating disorder. It's kind of like oxygen, right? You can breathe oxygen all day and not realize you have an addiction to it. You go into space and quickly you realize you have a problem. My food addiction was kind of like that, right? And it stifled a lot of stuff. It stifled my career. It stifled my relationships. It stifled a lot of hobbies that I wanted to do. Right, even just 2 weeks ago, I was viewing the lunar eclipse. That lunar eclipse could have been a lot less pleasant if my eating disorder got in the way. Now, fast forward 5 years later, I had a major relapse. What had happened was that I am once again actively dating again, and a lot of ups and downs, right? One minute the girl's interested in me, the next minute she says she's busy. I don't know if that's true or not. Just earlier today, I got a cryptic kind of message from her on my Instagram, and all of a sudden I feel like I have to hide from that eating again. Now, Wednesday, I give a midterm exam. And as I sit down to proctor the students, I'm doodling on this piece of paper, and I'm thinking to myself, gee, I got to think about what I've been eating these last couple of days. And when I jotted down everything that I've been eating and I looked at it, I was mortified. And I swore I was not going to eat for the rest of that day. And I made it the rest of the day and half of Thursday. Then Thursday afternoon, I got really woozy from the fast. And I was talking to a bunch of my former students at GCC, and one of the students there got wind that I was going to the carnival alone, and she wanted to come with me. And she's very young, obviously, but you know what? I need practice with these interactions, and plus, it will boost my confidence. So I decided to go with her on Friday, and I wasn't sure if it was a good idea to just go with her alone on Friday. So I asked her if she had any family she could. I kind of spun it as it'd be nice to know that you have good family ties and all that. And she brought her older sister, which is good. And so, but they were 45 minutes late showing up, and that gave me another roller coaster ride and all that. And then we had a good time. And then I come home, and I got a long distance relationship going on in Taiwan. There's roller coaster rides with that too. And so Saturday, I was in a mess, eating a lot again, and then I vowed to go on another. I went a 14-hour fast this time around, and just the ups and downs, and and I I don't want to repeat what happened in 2019. I haven't gone that far yet. I will admit. I suck at pivoting away from eating when I've already made up my mind to eat something. It's like my mouth doesn't feel right. I used to live with some roommates, and one time I got into a physical altercation with a roommate, and I actually had to leave that apartment. What had happened was that I had taken a short nap, and I was cooking something with my crock pot. My roommate accidentally unplugged it. He needed to plug in his cell phone or something, unplugged it. And when I woke up and my food was not ready, I was just in a mess. It's so weird. If I'm ready to eat something and it doesn't appear, I will be in a huge mess. I don't know why. If anybody has an explanation for that, it's kind of like Pavlov's dog almost. I don't know if that's a good analogy or not, but I've had times where I probably could have killed somebody over that. Given the right circumstances, I probably could kill somebody over that. I mean, fortunately, none of them have been bad enough to go that far, but I would imagine under the right, if the right stars line up, right, on just the right day, and one of these things happen, right? I mean, I've assaulted people over it. I've shouted obscenities over it. I've been messed up over it. I've lost jobs over it. I've lost relationships over it. I've ruined vacations over it. And I don't know why food does that. Nothing else does that. I've had times when I was ready to go stargazing and the weather doesn't cooperate. I don't tend to kill people over that. I've had times where I wanted to do something on my computer and it broke down, right? I've had times where I wanted to drive my car somewhere, the car broke down, right? I generally don't want to kill somebody over that, but food will do that too. I don't know why. I've also had times when I wanted to take a nap and something happened that wouldn't allow that, right? And that usually doesn't make me want to kill somebody, right? For some reason, food is one of those weird things that hijacks my complete emotional state for some reason. And I hope to address that, right? Maybe a little bit less. I have a lot of anxiety around food too sometimes. So, even when I'm eating it. So, for example, the other day when I drew the picture of all the food that I ate, and I got really disgusted about it. And so lately, just the idea of eating gives me a lot of anxiety. Am I going to have space to eat today? Is somebody gonna interrupt me when I'm eating? There's a lot of anxiety surrounding it. This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.